Hi, teacher Millie. Now I'm going to read the fairy tale that I have created. This is my fairy tale. Okay, and the name is The Owl Hanjo and the Gnomes, a fairy tale by Glorita. Once upon a time there was a strong owl called Hanjo. He was on the way to see his love and ending fairy when he decided to take a shortcut through the lake Walton Sea. It wasn't long before the old Hanjo got lost. He looked around, but all he could see were trees immersed into the dark clouds. Nervously, he felt into his bag for his special spyglass, but it was nowhere to be found. The old Hanjo began to panic. He felt sure he had packed his special spyglass, but to make the matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he saw a white gnome dressed in a green scarf disappearing into the trees. How odd, thought the old Hanjo. For the want of anything better to do, he decided to follow the peculiarly dressed gnome. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, the old hunter reached a clearing. He found himself surrounded by houses made from different sorts of food. There was a house made from broccoli, a house made from biscuits, a house made from pizzas, and a house made from bread. The old hunter could feel his tummy rumbling. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease his hunger. "Hello," he called. "Is anybody there?" But nobody replied. The old hunter looked at the roof of the closest house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the odd fixture or lick the odd fighting in a time of need. But a crackle broke through the air, giving the old Hanjo a fight. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a cage, and in that cage was his special spyglass. "My spyglass!" shouted the old Hanjo. He turned to the witch. "That's my instrument!" The witch just shrugged. "Give my spyglass back!" cried the old Hanjo. "Not on your Nelly," said the witch. "At least let the spyglass out of that cage." Before she could reply, three sagacious gnomes rushed in front of a footpath on the other side of the clearing. The old hunter recognized the one on the green scarf that he'd seen earlier. The witch seemed to recognize him too. "Hello, big gnome," said the witch. "Good morning." The old hunter noticed his spyglass. "What's that?" "Oh, that's a magic spyglass," explained the witch. "Oh, that magic spyglass would be useful for me. Give it to me," demanded the big gnome. And the witch shook her head. "This magic spyglass is staying with me." Excuse me," the old hunter interrupted. "My spyglass is a unique instrument and always works with the magic words." But Big Gnome ignored him. Is there nothing you'll trade? He asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, I do like to be entertained. I'll realize him to anybody who can eat and a wall front house of the door. Big Gnome looked at the house made from biscuit and said, no problem. I could eat an entire house made from biscuits if I wanted to. That's nothing, said the next gnome. I could eat 2 houses. Oh no, there's no need to show off, said the witch. Just eat one front door and I'll let you have this special spyglass. The old Hanjo watched, feeling very worried. He didn't want the witch to give his valuable instrument to Big Gnome. He didn't think the spyglass would like to stay with a wise gnome, away from his house and all his other magic instruments. The other 2 gnomes watched while Big Gnome put on his bib and withdrew a knife and a fork from his pocket. I'll eat this whole house, said Big Gnome. Just you watch. Big Gnome pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from biscuits. He gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more. And more. And more. Eventually, Big Gnome started to get bigger. Just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more forks full of biscuits, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as round. I don't feel too good, said Big Gnome, and suddenly he started to roll. He'd grown so round that he could no longer balance. Help! He cried as he rolled off down a slope into the forest. Help me! And Big Gnome never finished eating the front door made from biscuits, and the spyglass remained trapped in the witch cage. But Rumpelstiltskin Gnome stepped up and approached the house made from pizza. I will eat this whole house, said Rumpelstiltskin Gnome. Just you watch. And Rumpelstiltskin Gnome pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from pizza, and he clumped it down, smiling, and went back for more and more. And after a while, Rumpelstiltskin Gnome started to look a little queasy, and he grew greener and greener. And a woodcutter walked into the clearing. What's this bush doing here? He said. I'm not a bush, I'm a gnome, said Rumpelstiltskin Gnome. It talks, exclaimed the woodcutter. Those talking bushes are the worst kind. It better take it away before somebody gets hurt. No, wait, cried Rumpelstiltskin Gnome as the woodcutter picked him up. But the woodcutter ignored his cries and carried the gnome away under his arms.